his first career home run. Now, after 20 seasons, 3,400 hits, 5 Gold Gloves, and 5 World Series titles, the captain of the Yankees will start his final series at Progressive Field tonight. What will he do for an encore? Find out. Indians-Yankees, next on Sports Time Ohio. A warm evening in downtown Cleveland as the Indians welcome in their old rivals from the Bronx. It's the New York Yankees, and the series begins next right here on Sports Time Ohio. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Derek Jeter, the captain of the Yankees. Well, this is it, his swan song as he tours the American League for the final time. One thing I know about Derek Jeter, Rick, he's always been about winning. And since he donned the New York uniform for the first time in 1995, the Yankees have never had a losing season.
Well, he has been such a great player. He's the best of his era, no doubt about it. You look at the numbers, they will bear that out. But Jeter has been a true professional no matter how he's gone about it. He's averaged 96 wins in his 18 years as being a New York Yankee. And you see 3,400 hits, and you can go on and on about this guy, but it's going to be the last time that people of Cleveland will have an opportunity to see him play here at Progressive Field. By the way, he's a .359 hitter in this ballpark.
Yeah, and the Yankees, even though they have dominated the Indians in recent years, right now they're in kind of the same position that the Tribe is in. They're waffling around that 500 mark, trying to get over the hump and make a serious run at the division title. Let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup. It will be Justin Masterson going for the Indians. He's only pitched 7 innings total in his last 2 starts.
Well, Justin has to command the baseball. He's had issues. He's pitched very well at home this year, but he has had problems throwing strikes, and left-handers have been a problem for him. In his career against the Yankees, 3-0, and look at that minuscule ERA, .38. He will be matched up against a rookie getting his very first major league start in Shane Green. He has pitched a third of an inning, that coming against the Boston Red Sox. So Masterson has an opportunity to get the Indians off on this 4-game series started on the right note.
Yeah, Benil Nuno was supposed to start tonight's game, but he was traded. Brandon McCarthy will now go into the Yankees rotation, and he will start for New York against the Tribe on Wednesday night. Indians, Yankees. Doesn't need much more build-up than that. Derek Jeter's final turn in Cleveland. And the play-by-play is coming up next. Loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Panini's. Get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And welcome to All-Star Week here on Sports Time Ohio. Tonight, the Indians continue their series against the New York Yankees live from Progressive Field. And with more on the Indians and the All-Stars, let's go down to the field and bring in Katie with them. She has our Here Right Audiology sounds of the game.
Well, Matt, there's no doubt that Michael Brantley from day one in spring training played like an All-Star. Now he gets to attend his first one thanks to a vote from his peers. But Corey Kluber also has the chance to do that with the final vote. And last night it was his manager who started the campaign for him.
I think we all think Klubs is an all-star pitcher this year. But knowing the system and how it works and everything, I think rather than kind of gripe about it, I think what we can do maybe is, as a city is, even though we're not the biggest city, maybe jump on board and support, show Klubs, and find a way to get him on that team. I think that would be a phenomenal feat for us as a city to find a way to get him on that team.
Well, and the support started last night, and then in the clubhouse, as you can see today, all of his teammates supporting him with Vote Kluber tags. Justin Masterson even went out to the bullpen to warm up, wearing the shirt over his jersey. But, guys, there's no doubt that you need to get online and vote. Kluber right now 4th in the majors in terms of strikeouts. If you haven't voted yet, you can log on to Indians.com or go to MLB.com, #vote before Thursday at 4 p.m. Matt, I know you're upstairs doing that right now, aren't you?
All right, thanks a lot, Katie. Yeah, we're logging in, we're voting as many times as they'll allow. It would certainly be a tremendous honor and a deserved honor for Corey Kluber should he make it to the All-Star team. And, of course, congratulations to Michael Brantley, who is very deserving of his All-Star nod this year for the Cleveland Indians. The New York Yankees coming to town for a 4-game series. New York is 44-43. The Indians 43-44. So teams very similar positions. They both, even though their record isn't where they would like it to be, they're both still in the thick of the race. The Yankees are 3.5 back of front-running Baltimore in the East. The Indians just 6 back of front-running Detroit in the AL Central. And, of course, the Indians need to continue to play well at home. They won the series against the Royals, and now a 4-gamer against Joe Girardi's New York Ball Club.
Yeah, they ended up winning the series against the Dodgers, so it's 2 in a row. And if they can carry this momentum into the All-Star break where they play so well in this ballpark, you'd like to win 3 out of 4. And this first game is so important because when the Indians win that first one, they usually do go on to win the series.
Here's a look at the American League All-Star starting lineup. How about Mike Trout logging over 5.5 million votes, but Jose Bautista closing in on almost 6 million was the top vote getter. All right, so let's take a look at the starting lineups now for the ball clubs. We'll start with New York's starting 9 for Joe Girardi. It's brought to you by Toyota. Brett Gardner in the leadoff spot, followed by Derek Jeter. Jacoby Ellsbury will hit 3rd. Then it's Mark Teixeira. Brian McCann 5th. Brian Roberts 6th. Ichiro is 7th. And Kelly Johnson 8th. Francisco Cervelli and Derek Jeter, the only 2 right-handed bats in the lineup tonight for New York.
And our GMC starting pitcher is Justin Masterson. And when you talk about only 2 right-handers are hitting .216 against Masterson this year. The lefties .315. So he's going to have that slider working to combat the 7 left-handers he's going to end up facing in this Yankee lineup. Justin 4-5. He's coming off 2 bad starts. When you get 3 innings in L.A., he only had 4 in Arizona. He's coming back to start at home where he is 3-1. He has a .354 ERA. And he's pitched very well against the Yankees in this ballpark. He is 3-0 with a .38 in his career. So hopefully he can get off and start that way. The key at defense behind Masterson. Dickerson gets the start in left. Brantley in center. Murphy in right. Chisenhall at 3rd. Cabrera is at 2nd. Short. Kipnis is at 2nd. Santana at 1st with Gomes doing the catching.
Fieldin Culberth is the crew chief. He's calling the balls and strikes. We've got Manny Gonzalez, Tom Woodring, and Brian Knight on the bases. Well, we're ready to go. Warm, humid, Bit overcast, some dark clouds in and out of downtown Cleveland, but no rain. And hopefully it stays that way throughout the night.
We were supposed to get it all day long, and it stayed either north or south. Yeah. Any which way it stayed, stay there, and let us get this ball game in.
Brett Gardner steps in for New York, left-handed hitter, and a .284 batter on the year. New York offensively this year, not what they've been accustomed to over the years. And a fastball strike. The Yankees come in 9th in the American League in batting average, hitting .252 as a team.
Well, they're an offense. They're 12th in the league in runs scored, which is rare for them.
10th in home runs.
10th in home runs. That's usually how they live. They win. They hit a lot of the long balls. But we said this when we were in Boston, Matt. Those two teams normally up 1-2 in the league in offense are not there.
Gardner slaps a single into left field. He's done a lot of that in his career. And so New York with their leadoff man aboard. And now Derek Jeter getting a nice ovation.
Sinker up and away and just slapped it the other way for a base hit.
Masterson comes set. And the pitch is down low. When Mariano Rivera had his farewell tour, it's a little bit different. Closer, even if he's going to pitch in that game, he's not in the game until it's the 9th inning. And, for a pitcher in general, their mindset just a little bit different than an everyday player. Derek Jeter is probably the last guy in the world that wants the fanfare that comes along with your final season in the big leagues. But he has handled it like he's handled everything else in his career with grace and humility. Grounds out here, one away, and up comes Jacoby Ellsbury. Good sign there, Rick. The right-handed bat beats it into the ground. Now, Masterson must find a way to try to neutralize the left-handed bats that, for whatever reason, have eaten him alive this year.
Yeah, command of his fastball. The left-handers, he's going to have to pitch inside, too, Matt. What made him so devastating last year was the slider in, but you also have to prove you can throw that fastball in there because that sinker that runs away from the left-handers, if they can cut that plate in half and just look away, that Gardner will slap it that way. So he's gonna get a chance to see an awful lot of left-handers.
Down low, ball one. Ellsbury signed the big free agent contract in the offseason, a 7-year deal. Check to swing. Did he go?
Yes,
he did. Says third base umpire Brian Knight.
He may not like it, but it certainly looked like he did from up here. There's the side angle. Yeah, I think it's enough. He's shaking his head no, but it was called.
A little tapper. Does it stay fair? It does. Right out in front of the plate, and Gomes throws him out, 2 down. Boy, how many times do you see, it seems like, how many times that happens where a guy hits a little topper and it rolls 45 feet and ends up from being a base hit, and the pitcher's going, boy, I did what I wanted to do, and I got burned for it. There's a case where it works out for Justin Masterson instead of against him.
Well, especially with the speed this guy has. You keep him off the base, you get your second out, and now a chance to get out of the inning.
Mark Teixeira, the batter, with a .243 season average. And he takes a strike.
Teixeira, a guy that's normally a streak hitter. When he gets on a roll, he gets awfully hot. He's a good high ball hitter from both sides of the plate. Usually a notoriously slow starter in the month of April, but he was hurt and spent some time on the DL. And when you don't have Teixeira and McCann and Carlos Beltran that do the damage against you, then that's why one reason why the Yankees are struggling offensively.
Throw it by him, and a good four-seam fastball from Masterson.
That's a pitch that's been missing from his arsenal.
So a 1-ball, 2-strike count with Gardner at second and 2 down here in the first. Low, 2-2. Got him looking. Masterson locks up Teixeira with an off-speed pitch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left aboard. The Indians are coming to bat when we come back. Up here at Progressive Field, let's take a look at our keys to the game. Brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For Justin Masterson, stay in the zone, meaning the strike zone, or the mental zone, whatever zone you want, just stay there. And for the Indians offensively, get to 5. When they score 5 or more, they're 30-5 on the year. So that's obviously has been a key stat for this ball club. Starting lineup for Terry Francona and the Indians, brought to you by Progressive. Kipnis, Cabrera, and Brantley at the top. Then it's Santana, Chisenhall, and Swisher in the middle. Murphy, Gomes, and Chris Dickerson, who the Indians acquired today from Pittsburgh for future considerations. He's in left field batting ninth.
Well, and Shane Green will be making his first major league start tonight against the Indians here. He has 1 appearance. It was a third of an inning in Boston, so we'll see what he has, the right-hander.
Low and away, ball 1.
He was not originally scheduled to start today, as they made a trade yesterday and they moved things around in the series.
Kipnis pops it up. And Derek Jeter will make the catch 1 away.
Let's check the key of defense behind Shane Green tonight. For the Yankees, it looks like this. Gardner in left, Ellsbury is in center, Ichiro in right, Johnson at third, Jeter at short, Roberts is at second, Teixeira at first, Cervelli doing the catching.
Yeah, Vidal Nuno was scheduled to start today, a left-hander, but the Yankees traded Nuno to Arizona in exchange for Brandon McCarthy. So they traded a lefty to get a right-hander. McCarthy was just 3-10 with an ERA of over 5. in the National League, mind you, with Arizona this year.
Well, maybe they wanted a veteran, to get into that rotation.
To offset the loss of CC Sabathia?
Yeah, they've got a couple of injuries there in the rotation. And when you look at the American League East this year, it's not like any other year. It's wide open. I mean, when you look at right now, the Tampa Bay Rays that are playing very good baseball, they've won 8 out of their last 10. Their last 3, they just swept Detroit. They're 8.5 back now, and they're still 9 games under 500. That's rare for the East. So anything can happen.
Cabrera got hit by that pitch, so he'll get his base with 1 out here in the first. You're right, Rick. Though normally you're 9-10 games under 500 after the 4th of July in the American League East.
You're done.
It's over.
Oh, you're 20 games out.
Yeah.
So now you have to win the East. There's not going to be the wild card coming from there, I don't think. It looks like it's coming from the West, unless somebody gets awfully hot.
No, and that somebody could come from the Central Division. Remember last year, not saying it's going to happen again, but the Indians won their last 10. They were red hot in the month of September.
21 games.
If somebody gets hot in the final month and makes a late push, it could still come from the Central, but there's so much baseball between now and then. We've got to get through the trading deadline period. Look what Oakland already did to bolster their club. I mean, if somebody makes a move like that in the Central, like Detroit or Kansas City or another team in the West makes a move like that, it could change the landscape.
It's going to make it an interesting month here in the month of July before the trading deadline is over.
Michael Brantley, the Indians' all-star outfielder, takes a strike. And, we know the Indians are actively looking as well. They were talking to the Chicago Cubs, Theo Epstein, about the same type of situation that Oakland wound up swinging a big deal. The 0-1 pitch fouled out of play. But, as you said, Rick, this is such an important homestand for the Indians as a team to put themselves in position to make that run. The next month then becomes vitally important, or the next couple of weeks becomes important for Chris Antonetti to figure out, okay, where are we as a club? Are we in this? So should we make a trade to bolster, or are we going the other way, and do we need to reconfigure?
If they can put themselves in position on this homestand, because then you'll come out of the break with a 10-game road trip, and that's where they've struggled. You're going to be able to tell a lot.
Well, and that road trip will be huge because that's Central Division time. It's Detroit, it's Kansas City, it's Minnesota.
Right after this 4-game series, you go into it with Chicago, and then you come out, and it's nothing but the Central. We had a shot of Michael Bourne there, and word is that he's out for about a month now after the MRI, so that is not good news.
That precipitated the move for the Indians acquiring Chris Dickerson. 1-2 pitch. Brantley fouling it back. Let's go downstairs to Katie Witham. She has more. I know she was talking to Michael Bourne before the game today.
Yeah, and you know what? He's in pretty good spirits, Matt, but he does have a slight grade 1 to a 1.5 muscle strain. He said after he got that MRI yesterday at the Cleveland Clinic, essentially they've shut him down completely, and it'll be about 3 to 4 weeks at best, as Rick said.
What scares me there, this is the 3rd time it's happened this year. That's the problem. Maybe not the same issues, the same spot, but it's still the hamstring, and it's still that issue. And his game comes from his legs. I mean, he's a leg guy, and when you have leg problems, that is not a good sign.
No, and, he said he felt it right before he got to the bag, and then after he rounded the bag is when he started to pull up. Well, it's unfortunate because he said it was really starting to feel good. So it was almost a situation where when you least expect it, it rears its ugly head.
And when he came back, it took him a little while to get going from his last time that he spent on the on the DL. And he was swinging the bat well. He was getting some clutch hits. Now here you go again. You miss another month, and then when he comes back, it's going to take that much longer to get it rolling again. That's just the sad thing about it.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Cabrera takes off. Pitch is low and away, and he is a dead duck.
Yeah, they got him easily. Good throw by Cervelli to Jeter. He's caught for the 2nd time this year. And that was a breaking ball, and it was really a good pitch to throw on. It was off the plate, and he had nobody to bother him, nobody impeding that vision or the throw. He knew he was off and running, and just they got him.
So the at-bat continues for Brantley. And a big bouncer to first base. Teixeira will flip it, and the inning is over. After one, no score here in Cleveland. By the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the Northeast Ohio Ford Dealers. No score as we go down to the second inning. For the Yankees, it will be Brian McCann, Brian Roberts, and Ichiro Suzuki. McCann in the DH role is hitting just .224. He's hit 10 homers, driven in 38. And that's in for a strike to even the count. McCann, another free agent signing in the offseason. 5-year contract.
Yeah, they went out and they spent a lot of money in the offseason. Ellsbury, McCann, Tanaka, who we will see tomorrow.
Down on the left side, but out of play. McCann is 30 years old. There's Tanaka. Hit hard and by a diving Kipnis. All the way to the fence. McCann rounds first, lumbering towards second. And just barely in ahead of the throw.
Man, he runs like Big Papi. He found it down in his wheelhouse, though. Masterson went down and in, and you can tell that's a sweet spot for McCann. Watch that swing he puts on it. And, I mean, he drives it. They're playing over there as close as you can. Kipnis makes a dive, and that ball shot by him. He loves it down there, and look at him trying to go for two. Man, that is I put the clock on him.
Rick, he had 4 straight years with Atlanta in which he had 30 or more doubles. Hasn't come close since. His best doubles season was 25 back in 2010.
If that's the speed that we just saw, you know why.
Ripped foul. by Brian Roberts. Roberts, the longtime Oriole. He signed a free agent contract in January, just a one-year deal.
Well, his problem in his career has always been health-wise. He spent numerous games on the DL.
He hits this one hard toward the line. Fair ball. It gets by Dickerson to the wall. It goes. Yankees will take the lead as Dickerson scores and McCann scores and Roberts goes into second with an RBI double. It's 1-0 New York.
Back-to-back doubles. Roberts going the other way. And you can see that ball away. He stayed on nicely. He elevated it. And Roberts just takes it the other way. By the time Dickerson could get there and get it into second base, Roberts gets his 15th double. And back-to-back doubles give the Yankees a 1-0 lead.
Now up comes Ichiro. Last year, Ichiro hit just .262. But you can see the batting average closer to .300, which is about what he has done throughout his career. .319 major league batting average. Yeah, and the fact that he keeps hitting is a big reason why they released Alfonso Soriano. Soriano wasn't hitting. Ichiro was, and so there was no playing time for Soriano.
Well, if the power guys aren't going to hit the home runs for the Yankees, you need guys to get on base. Because eventually some of them will start getting hot. And Ichiro can get on base, even though at his age he won't drive in runs a lot. He doesn't run like he once did. He can still put the bat on the ball.
And he lines one into left field, a base hit. They're going to wave home Roberts. Dickerson's throw, and now he slips and falls. Gomes throws to second base. And they've got Roberts and Ichiro in a rundown. He's tagged out, and Roberts goes back to third. Boy, that was a weird-looking play all the way around. I don't know if it was a late stop sign from the third base coach or if Roberts just simply lost his footing.
Roberts tried to put the brakes on and lost his footing. He was waving him around all the way. And then Roberts just fell down, but then Gomes came up instead of going to third base, went to second because he saw Ichiro. And they end up getting the guy in between first and second. Watch. Here's the coach. Come on, let's go.
Oh, he did put up a late stop sign.
He did. He's waving with his right and holding him up with his left. So that was a communication breakdown, and they got away with one right there. I mean, because the lead runner now at third base still stays, and he should have been out. Or could have been out. But at least the Indians get an out.
Having looked at that second replay angle, I think the reason Gomes chose second is because where he took the throw, Roberts was directly in line with him. He didn't have a good lane to throw it to the third baseman.
Very well could have been. I didn't see that. I know he was down in the foul territory side.
Watch when Roberts gets up. Well, I don't know. No, he had a great line.
He had a great line to get him. His sight line, I thought he just felt he had a better chance. Maybe he didn't think that Roberts was that far down the line when he stopped. Anyway, they get the out, and the infield's going to be in, and he's down in the count 3-0 to Johnson.
3 straight hits here in the inning. Bullseye, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that throw coming in. There's his view. Oh, he wasn't even looking at
It's almost
third.
like he made up his mind before he got the ball that he was going to second.
And I'll tell you what, Kipnis saved him there because he made a nice pick.
Yeah. Well, 4 straight have reached here in the second inning. Luckily, they get the out on Suzuki in the rundown. So 1 away now, Francisco Cervelli to the plate.
Well, this will be the second right-handed hitter that Masterson's going to face, but the first time through. The left-handers of the Yankees are 4 for 6.
New York already leading it now 1-0 as Cervelli steps in. Masterson needs the 2-for-1 ball. That's low, 1-1. Cervelli hasn't played a lot, only a dozen games coming into tonight's affair. And to this point has not banged into a double play.
Well, I saw him one time, and that's why he spent time on the DL. He was running out a double play and happened to beat it out, but blew out a hamstring doing it. And missed a lot of time, so just coming back.
Well, Cervelli has had a tough time with the DL. He's been on the disabled list in recent years with a fractured foot, concussion, right hand he broke. And then, of course, he had to deal with the 50-game suspension for violating the drug prevention program.
Well, see if he comes back with a slider. Get him to chase it.
Oh, he hit him. And now the bases are loaded, and that got Cervelli. I think it got him right on the knee.
That's the 11th guy that Justin has hit this year, and you have this right-hander. This is the out you have to get here in this at-bat. He was 2-2, and he tries to go in and lost control. 11 hit batters now. So now they'll have the bases loaded and just one out, and he hasn't retired a hitter in the inning. Looked like it got him above the knee, didn't it?
On that replay, it did, but it sounded like it cracked when it hit him.
Well, any way you look at it, it hurt.
Well, let's go on to Katie while Mickey Callaway goes out to talk to Justin Masterson. What's been the point of focus for Masterson trying to get him back on track here lately?
Well, I think that's the point, Matt. They're searching for the answer. And right now, the video from last season to this season, it shows the same thing. But in the bullpen session, they learned that shortening his stride from 6 feet to 5.5, it actually allows him to get his foot down faster and it speeds up his arm. So basically, right now, it all comes down to the way he feels on the mound. And in his last start, he felt a little more spread out. So this is what they've really been focusing on, a shorter stride, and hopefully he'll feel comfortable and then the confidence will come back.
Well, that's where you have to get your work in, is in the bullpen, so you feel comfortable, because you certainly can't think about it out there when the game is on the line. And his splits from this year to last year are amazingly different. He was 10-6 at this point last year with a 3.48. He's 4-5 with a 5.16. Opposition are hitting 50 points higher this year. Left-handers were hitting 248. They're up to 315. I mean, you look at all the numbers, and it's amazing the kind of year, how different it is.
Smash to left field, a base hit. That'll get a run home, and everybody moves up 90 feet.
Roberts is having a tough time trying to score. He just barely got into home plate on that ball.
Yeah, I think he may have thought Dickerson was playing more shallow, because he was going back to the bag on that ball.
Well, that's okay. On line drives, you can usually break back, but you got to know where that fielder is playing before he swings the bat or hits the ball. Watch him. He goes all the way back. You've got to read that a little better. He gets in. It's no big deal. They score their second run.
It's 2-0, and Masterson is yet to retire a batter, and with that, the Indians' bullpen is already going to work.
Yeah, 3 innings in his last start against the Dodgers. 4 innings out in Arizona. He did pitch well here against the Angels, but then you go to Boston and it was a 2-inning start there. So there has to be concern.
Kyle Crockett getting loose. But will it be soon enough? Right now, Derek Jeter, the batter, he grounded out his first time up. And what a scoop by Gomes. That was headed to the backstop if he doesn't make a terrific stop.
That is an unbelievable stop. He went out and he didn't backhand it. He scooped it. That is a rarity where a guy can scoop it like that. That saved a run. That certainly saved a run. You see where that ball came back, and he put the glove out there, and it went right in. What a break.
That ball bounced in front of the other batter's box. And you're not expecting that kind of a pitch when you're sitting back there if you're Gomes. So, terrific job.
Well, if there's discomfort out there in his delivery and he doesn't know how far to stride and he's going through, it's a mental issue right now. Nothing is free and easy. And that has been his problem, has been command. He's thrown 20 balls and 18 strikes.
He's 3-0 to Jeter. Boy, that was a pretty good pitch, but he didn't get the call. And now he's walked in a run, and it's 3-0. And now it's simply a matter of how fast can Crockett get ready.
Yeah, when you're a starter and you have an inning like Justin, it's usually trying to minimize the damage, but he can't do it because he walked two, he hit a batter, and the left-handers have not treated him too well. His second walk.
Jacoby Ellsbury. Way outside, ball one.
Yeah, that release point, he's searching. The way he's delivering, he's just trying to, it's a feel thing.
I've heard pitchers say when you get into a funk, sometimes it doesn't even feel like your arm's connected to your body.
Well, it looks like Justin feels that way.
Now the 1-1. A little bit low.
And when you're all over the place, even if you get one close, a lot of times you don't get the call. You got to prove you can throw it around the zone.
Oh, what a stop by Santana. They throw home. Double play. Oh, a terrific job by Carlos Santana. He may have just saved the day. First a terrific stop, then a good throw home as they retire the batter Ellsbury and the runner at third, Cervelli. What a job by Santana.
Yeah, that's
and watch the job
play
by Gomes to go back. He had to turn around to make the tag, which is a tough play by Gomes, but he perfectly got the tag on the runner, right on the knee, before Cervelli could get into home plate. So the inning comes to an end as the Indians trail it now 3-0. So New York grabs the early lead, but Santana saves further trouble here in the second. Much worse, in fact, if not for a terrific stop by Santana, and then the presence of mind to make a good throw home to end the inning.
Yeah, first of all, he stops a double going down the line. He tags first and gives a good throw to Gomes, and he spins just to put the tag at home plate. What a great play. That is our Wendy slow motion replay. Man, that's 5-0, 6-0, who knows. But Santana does a nice job, steps on the bag. He doesn't rush his throw. He gives Gomes a good feed. And Gomes just spins. Look at,
wow, low bridge for
yes, he
Ellsbury.
did. You better get down. And then watch Gomes. He's going to spin, knowing the guy's going to get close, and he leaves his glove right there. Nice play to get out of the inning.
And now Santana leading off here in the bottom of the second as the Indians will try to come from behind. Two quick strikes from Shane Green. Ground ball, but with the shift on. An easy play. That's Johnson, Kelly Johnson, the third baseman over there with that shift on.
That goes 5-3. Yeah, you look at the shifts, you go 5-3, you're thinking Santana's hitting left-handed. He's trying to go the other way. I don't think so. That was right at second base. A third baseman went over, and Jeter stayed on the left side.
Now up comes Lonnie Chisenhall. Lonnie trying to search for it a little bit now. 7 hits in his last 30 at-bats.
Well, it's awfully tough to stay on the pace that he was on. He's been on a nice roll all year long. Eventually, you knew they were going to end up making adjustments to him. And, he'll have to make adjustments back. But you get in there and you keep swinging.
Slap toward left. Gardner on the run and makes the catch. 2 down.
Good speed there to catch up to that ball. I thought it was going to drop when he first hit it. Gardner, a center fielder, but you can see the speed where he gets over and catches up to the baseball. That was an 0-2 pitch. Lonnie did a good job putting it in play, but it goes down as an out.
Yeah, with Gardner and Ellsbury, and then even at this stage in his career, Ichiro still runs well. So they've got 3 outfielders that can cover a lot of territory.
They sure do.
The former Yankee, Nick Swisher, DHing here tonight. And a pitch low and away, ball 1. Missed. Oh! Called strike. That looked like it was well in off the plate. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And on the ground with the shift on, Roberts from the outfield grass will throw him out, and the Indians go 1-2-3. 2 complete. It's the Yankees 3 and the Indians nothing. Time now for our great clip of the game from yesterday. Corey Kluber with another fantastic outing as he shut down the Kansas City Royals with 8 in the 3rd innings. Gave up 1 run, walked 1, struck out 10. Dominant, simply dominant.
Well, we've become accustomed to that. And does he belong on the All-Star team? In our opinion, yes. We've watched him pitch all year long.
Fans can vote by going online to Indians.com or MLB.com. Mark Teixeira takes ball 1 up high.
Well, Justin Masterson needs a quick inning.
He went through the 1st inning, gave up a leadoff single and then 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout of Teixeira. And then the 2nd inning, he didn't retire a batter until Ellsbury hit into the double play that ended the inning. Strange.
Well, a couple plays in that inning. The one where they stopped the runner, they sent him and stopped him in the same play they got an out on. And then a tremendous play by Santana to step with the bases loaded, step on first and go home. And they got out of the inning.
And it's ball 4.
All right, Tribe fans, vote for Corey Kluber as the final American League All-Star. You can go to Indians.com and cast your All-Star Game final vote. You send Corey to the All-Star Game in Minnesota. Voting ends at 4 p.m. this Thursday.
During batting practice before the game, all the Indians players had white T-shirts that had the Vote Kluber on it. And when the guys were going out to the bullpen before the ball game, they had little signs taped to the back of their shirts that said Vote Kluber. And speaking of the guys out in the bullpen, they're busy again. Kyle Crockett already getting loose here in the 3rd inning after a leadoff walk to Teixeira.
Well, Terry can't let him continue to go like this, and that's why he's going to keep a close eye on him. I'm sure Crockett's already ready because he was up and ready to go last inning. He can't fall behind much more.
3-0.
Man, look at the balls to strike ratio. 30 balls, 21 strikes.
He just can't find it. Gets into the strike zone. It's 3-1. Hit a long way, but foul. And a full count.
Well, you start falling behind, and you have to go in with pretty good pitches to get strikes. These left-handers will be ready for you, and that was a good swing on that one. McCann was just out in front.
Jan Gomes wants to go out.
No, the
Colbert
umpire
saying
has something in his eye, I believe.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so. He's telling him to hold on a second. He's the one that called timeout. There's something right at the edge of his eye. Get a little eye wash out. Give him a few drops. See if they can get it out of the corner of his eye. Come on, Jeff. You got to find it in that little bag of yours. There you go. He's got a Q-tip to get it out.
Might have been a bug that got in there.
Bug or a piece of dirt. Yeah, we want him with two eyes where he can see.
Now the eye wash.
Now you go. There you go. The eye wash. We get to see that a lot. There it is. Coming out. It's good. Yeah, he was the one that called time out there when Masterson was getting ready to pitch.
Well, a 3-2 count. And the payoff pitch is hammered to right field. Murphy cuts it off and makes a good strong throw towards second base. Cabrera holding Teixeira right there.
I'll tell you what, if you can't go first to third on that ball, you're in trouble. That ball, he smoked another one. He got down in his zone, and again McCann hits it out, and out comes Terry Francona. He can't watch anymore.
Well, when you fall behind and you've got to come in, as you said, those hitters are just sitting back waiting, and the problem is he hasn't been able to find it here tonight. So Masterson will depart after just 2 innings plus 2 batters. And today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen will be for left-hander Kyle Crockett, who is coming into a game with the Indians already down 3-0, 2 on, nobody out here in the third. Coming into the ball game now for Cleveland. Not sure what Terry Francona's looking for in terms of innings from Crockett, but first things first, he's got to get him through the inning and try to keep it.
Here's a game you're starting out in a 4-game series. Your starter only gives you 2 innings. He's going to have to manage that bullpen for the series. You know, we'll see what happens tonight, but I'm sure he's going to split it up with a few guys and not burn too many out, because you've still got a week to go in this homestand and 3 more games after this one in the series. But a disappointing outing again for Justin Masterson. Boy, 2+ innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, hit batter. He was all over the place.
Switch hitter Brian Roberts will turn around, bat right-handed now. As Crockett deals and Roberts lifts one in the air to right field. Back goes Murphy. And he'll make the catch. Tagging at second base and going to third is Teixeira. And there is one out now in the third. The injury report tonight brought to you by the attorneys at Elkino. CC Sabathia, 60-day DL. Ivan Nova, Michael Pineda also on the 60-day DL. So
tough to lose 3 of your starters, huh? And try and hold things together.
Nobody in baseball will shed tears for the Yankees with their payroll.
Absolutely not. Well, it's like anything, Matt. Yeah. Well, you look at the payroll there, you look at it in Texas and some of the big money payrolls, you're right. When you have people go down, I don't care what your payroll is, and they're important pieces to your puzzle, that's tough to work your way through a baseball season.
Ichiro singled his first time up. Crockett gets ahead 0-2. In the dirt. Again, nicely blocked by Gomes. Jan desperately wanting to keep that double play in order because that could get the Indians out of the inning. Although Ichiro, as I mentioned before, still runs very well. Tough to double him up. Unless he hits a hard ground ball at an infielder. But sometimes he hits that little slapper going towards first base.
I was going to say, with 2 strikes, he's just going to try and put it in play like that.
Santana, bare hand grab. He had a play at the plate. They don't get anybody out.
Well, if he was going to barehand it, you got to go home.
That's the whole point.
Yep.
He made a terrific barehand grab, but couldn't pull the trigger on the throw.
You know, I don't know if he didn't have a grip, Matt, to be honest with you, but when he turned around, as you mentioned, you still get down the line. He's running as he's out of the box. I figured he's going home. And then he decided not to. And then Ichiro beats him there. That'll go as an infield single. He made it look like he had it in his hand where he could have thrown it. So I don't know if it was a wrong decision or whatever. That'll go as an infield single. The Yankees will score a run. It'll be a 4-0 ball game.
Ichiro gets the RBI.
That's a balk. He balked him.
Started and stopped.
You can't argue a balk, can you?
You can't argue, but you can ask him what he's calling. And that's what Francona wanted clarification, and you could see Culbreth motion. They started with his shoulder and then stopped. Whatever he saw, he called it right away.
Let's watch. Let's watch and see. He's down. There, he started. He did start and then stepped off. He looked down. It was a flinch, and that's all it takes.
Boy, I don't know about that one.
You didn't think he flinched?
I mean, again, we go back to the whole point of a balk is to deceive the runner. I didn't see anything there that was really.
But when you're on the rubber and you start to go into your glove or do anything, and you make a move and stop without stepping off, he stepped off late, it is a balk.
In the dirt, blocked by Gomes again.
Let's take a look at it. I want to see it. If we got this, that's the same angle as we just saw. Watch him start his front shoulder. See, did you see it?
I'm still not seeing what you're seeing there. No.
See, the home plate umpire
and
called
he steps off the rubber.
The home plate umpire called it because he was looking right at him.
Hit him. Base is loaded. Boy, this game is getting ugly in a hurry. So we've had a balk, 2 hit batters, 3 walks, 8 hits already. Well, let's see. 7 hits already for New York.
Well, this one gets away. We've never seen Crockett do that. That gets him right on the back pocket. There was no way that Johnson could get out of the way of that one.
So the bases are loaded with only 1 out. And the Yankees leading it already 4-0. Francisco Cervelli was hit by a pitch his first time up. High pop.
That stays
foul
in play.
Territory. Santana's over there. Kipnis can't get to it. And it drops for a long foul ball. Had Kipnis caught it, a run would have scored because he was so far down the line and his momentum was carrying him away from the home plate.
I know, but you got McCann running over there, so you never know. You're right, though, running away from the play. If it was Murphy coming in, I would have said there would have been a chance, but the only one that had a chance, and what a tough play that is when you're running with your back to the infield, and he was way up the middle. So the second straight inning, the Yankees have had bases loaded and 1 out.
And a smash to short, could be 2 here. They get 1 at second. Kipnis on the turn, pulled him off the bag. So the Yankees get another run home, and the inning stays alive.
On a double play ball. The relay from Kipnis brought Santana off the bag, and it wasn't a very good throw, and it could be out of that inning. You watch, it hits the lip of the grass and stays down. Cabrera gives him a good feed, but when he gets down, he brings Santana off the bag, and another run scores. That run will be charged to Masterson, close the book on Justin. 5 runs in his 2+ innings.
So first and third now with 2 outs. Brett Gardner already 2 for 2.
And already hitting for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. They did the same thing to Minnesota yesterday. They jumped out, I think it was 7-0 early.
Swing and a miss. Upstairs, he missed. Three and 1 to count. Gardner taking, and now it's 3 and 2. Cervelli will be off with the pitch at first base. Ichiro down at third. And Gardner spoils it to stay alive.
Nice play. Catches it barehanded and gives it to his daughter.
Again, the payoff pitch. Crockett strikes him out. The Yankees tack on 2 more. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's now New York 5 and Cleveland nothing. Bottom of the third. Reminder to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, right now the Indians fans don't have a lot to cheer about. They're going to hope their offense can get rolling. They haven't had a whole lot to. They haven't been in that dugout for a while.
Well, let's see if David Murphy can get the Indians rolling. Ball 1, it's down low.
You know, when you're at this point of the ball game and it's just a lot of baseball left, you're only in the bottom of the third. Right now, the Indians, offensively, you got to try and get your way back into the game. You don't have to do it in 1 inning, but what you have to do is throw zeros on the board until your offense can get going. This is a rookie pitcher making his first major league start, so he has 5 runs. He can relax a little bit and not feel the pressure, but let him get out of that stretch for the first couple of times and see what the Indians can do. But you have to find a way to put zeros on the board against the Yankees.
Oh my.
How about that? Oh.
Murphy retired on a terrific play by Shane Green, albeit with a couple of bumps along the way.
Well, it's a great. He just on the spin. Watch him backhand the ball, and he had plenty of time, but he tries to throw a seed. You see, it goes off the heel, picks it right up. Look at Teixeira saves him. Well, ended up being a good play. He almost threw it away. Look at on the backhand side, takes a base hit away from Murphy. That was right up the middle. But field your position, you get outs.
Now Yan Gomes. Breaking ball for a strike. Popped him up on the infield. Teixeira calling for it. 2 down. That's going to bring up Chris Dickerson, who will make his first appearance as an Indian at the plate now. Log on to FoxSportsOhio.com while you're watching the game for a second screen experience. Chris Dickerson was acquired earlier today from the Pittsburgh Pirates for either a player to be named later or future considerations. Dickerson said he had an out in his contract with Pittsburgh. He was in the minor leagues at the time of the deal. He said he had an out in his deal on the 15th of July. So he said, in his words, he said, Christmas came early. No balls, 2 strikes. Dickerson has played here in the past. I believe it was when he was with Cincinnati during an interleague series, but he said he hadn't played the left field wall, so he was going to try to get accustomed to it during batting practice this afternoon. Blowing away a ball and 2 strikes.
I remember Dickerson, I think last year with Baltimore when he was there, and he's played with a few different teams.
He said when he was with the Pirates, who's the guy that the Pirates called up, the young
Marte?
No, the
oh, okay,
Gregor Polanco.
Yeah, I got you.
He said that guy came up in the way he said it started playing. He said that the writing was kind of on the wall for me. 2-2 pitch. Low. Full
There's
count.
A ball that gets away from the Indians bullpen in the shallow center field.
I didn't realize anyone was even throwing out there.
Well, I didn't either, but I saw something come rolling in. It's either a fan that throws it or it came from the bullpen, so I would assume somebody.
If a fan threw it and it landed out there, sign him. Carrasco getting loose. He could be next into the fray coming up here. 3-2 pitch. Dickerson with a bouncer to second base. Room service hot for Roberts. Indians go 1-2-3. 3 complete. Yankees 5, Indians nothing. here at Progressive Field. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Among the all-time hit leaders, Derek Jeter at 3,400 has Carl Yastrzemski in his sights. Pretty good chance he'll get Honus Wagner, too, before the season's all over. Go back to opening day, 1996. Dennis Martinez on the hill, and Derek Jeter hitting his first career home run.
I got to ask you, do you remember that day? Or that,
I do.
That home run you do?
Yeah, I was here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I knew you were here.
I think, to me, and we talked about this before. In fact, you brought it up earlier this afternoon because we had talked about it on one of our telecasts, I believe, when we were in Detroit. Derek Jeter was a skinny high school kid in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And scouts all over the country were looking at him. And the Houston Astros owned the #1 pick in the draft that year.
Right.
And they had a scout, old-time baseball fans will remember the name, Hal Newhouser, who was, before they gave out Cy Young Awards, he won back-to-back MVP awards as a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers.
Yes.
Now, he's scouting for Houston. He went to Kalamazoo. He watched Derek Jeter. He said, we have to take this guy. He is the #1 pick in the draft. The Astros, however, their front office hierarchy at the time wanted Phil Nevin. And their general manager called Newhouser the day of the draft and said, we're going to take Nevin. And he said, no, you cannot take Nevin. You have to take Derek Jeter. This is the guy. And they said, sorry, we're not going to do it. They took Nevin, and Hal Newhouser said, that's it. I'm done. Good night,
good
and
night.
called it a career.
Yeah, he told his wife.
He quit. That's it. If I can't convince them with all my years in the game, and at that point I think he'd been in the game 50, 60 years.
And he was a pitcher, mind you. You know, so he could see this kid hitting at his age. Yeah, I think I'm going to retire. Good for him, because they did miss the boat.
Chisenhall throws out Jeter for out #1 here in the 4th inning. Here's the Yankee captain on what he remembers about that first home run here in Cleveland.
I do remember. I mean, it's a long time ago, but yeah, I mean, this is my first opening day. And, you know, first opening day is pretty memorable. It's pretty special. And, yeah, I was excited for that. We had got snowed out the day before. So I had to wait a while. It seemed like wait forever to get that first one underway. But fond memories of that day.
Jacoby Ellsbury, 0 for 2 on the day.
He never stopped hitting in this ballpark because he's a .359 career hitter in this ballpark coming into tonight.
He's played with so many different players over the years, but he has always maintained the same personality, the same energy level, the same.
The thing I like that you brought up to me was when you look at his 18 years and not counting 95 because he only played in 15 games, and this year he's averaged 96 wins per year.
Never had a losing season.
I mean, so what more can you say? And he's all about winning, and that's why. It shows. It's not about him. It's about the team. And it always has been.
And that look, I love that look. Here's a guy who's done it all. He's accomplished more than most people could dream about in the game of baseball. And yet what he's mad about is his last at bat. The fact that he beat one into the ground. He didn't like his swing, and he's still grinding, still searching.
I don't think I'd be that upset with 3,400 hits. But, yeah. Yes, I think he did.
They appeal. He did go. Ellsbury strikes out, 2 down. So Carlos Carrasco has retired the first 2 here in the 4th inning. You know, it is worth mentioning too, Rick, in all fairness, I didn't bring up that story beat up on the Houston Astros because they weren't the only team that could have had Derek Jeter.
Well, who had the #2 pick in the draft?
Cleveland Indians.
That's right.
They took Paul Shuey. Now, hey, we all love Shu, but Derek Jeter, he'd have looked pretty good in an Indians uniform, too. Yankees go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. New York 5, Cleveland nothing.
tomorrow night. That'll be courtesy of First Energy. Visit Indians.com for your tickets. 7:05 start. Game 2. Tanaka on the mound for the Yankees in that one. Will be matched up against Trevor Bauer.
Well, these Indians fans that have come here tonight want to see some offense now. Try to get the Indians back in this baby.
First things first, Carrasco went out and did his thing. 1, 2, 3 inning, exactly what you needed. Now you're getting back to the top of the lineup. They've seen this guy the first time through. He's had 9 up, 9 down because of the caught stolen base. He did hit Cabrera. So here you go. You've had your opportunity to see. Right here would be a big inning if they could get on the board with a couple.
Upstairs for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2. And I should mention, talked before about Chris Dickerson. The Indians acquired him earlier today. In order to make room for him, the Indians had to designate George Coteras for assignment. So essentially what that means is Carlos Santana is the backup catcher, at least for now.
Gotcha.
Big bouncer to first. Yeah, Teixeira will take it himself on away. Time now for a Mazda game break. Here's Al Pulaski.
Hey, Matt and Rick, Nelson Cruz is at it again. He hit his major league leading 28th home run of the season tonight in Washington, D.C. It's accounted for the only runs of the game. The Orioles lead the Nats. 2-0 is the score there. They're in the 5th inning in the nation's capital, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al.
What a year he's having, huh? 1-year deal, late sign.
All-star
for the Orioles. I think they paid him $8 million for the year. Wow. I think he's out to prove some people wrong.
Roberts flips it over, 2 down. Well, he's also trying to repair his reputation. You know, he got caught up in the PED.
Yeah, he had his 50-game suspension last year. That's correct. You don't forget about it.
Well, up comes Michael Brantley with 2 down here in the 4th. Belt high strike from Shane Green. He has faced the minimum. The only Indian to reach is Drupal Cabrera, who was hit by a pitch in the 1st. And that was a breaking ball that hit him on the foot. It was in the dirt, but it hit him in the foot. Otherwise, from a command standpoint, he's throwing the ball very well. He doesn't look like the same guy who came out of the bullpen against Boston, that's for sure.
This is his 4th stint this year with the Yankees. You know, and he only had the 1 appearance. His last start came in early July down in AAA.
High pop, left center field. Ellsbury and Gardner converge. Ellsbury calls for it. And again, the Indians go 1-2-3. It's the Yankees 5 and the Indians nothing as we head to the 5th here in Cleveland. Sunnyside Honda at I-71 and Pearl Road in Middleburg Heights. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. Well, the Yankees have the early 5-0 lead, but now we're getting into the middle innings. We're going to the fifth. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for New York. Don't forget to tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have one of your pictures shown during our telecast. It's all courtesy of AT&T. Carlos Carrasco worked a 1-2-3 fourth inning. He'll face Brian McCann to lead off the fifth. He's already 2 for 2 tonight. A single, a double, and 2 runs scored.
Yeah, stay out of that down and in area for him.
Fouled back out of play. 2-1. He did not go, and the count is 3-1. Laced to right and a base hit, and Brian McCann is 3 for 3. I tell you what, watching him run down the line, he hit that ball so hard that you could see he tried to kick it into whatever second gear is for him because he's thinking, man, if this guy throws me out of first base.
That happened this year. I'm trying to think who got thrown out at first base, but it did happen. In comes Murphy on a nice one-hopper.
Look at him. He's like, oh, don't throw me out at first. Don't watch him do the quick turn.
That turn didn't go to the left. That's usually when you make it out. It goes to the right.
Yeah, normally when you see a guy hit a ball to right field, you're turning left just at least looking at second base. Not him. He's making sure. Brian Roberts, an RBI double in the second, fly to right in the third. In the hole and a base hit. McCann will stop at second. And back-to-back singles here in the fifth for New York. So this light-hitting Yankee lineup is hitting a cover off the ball here tonight.
I don't know about light hitting. Yeah, they have 9 hits already. We're just entering the fifth inning. Well, there's one where Cabrera made a nice barehanded stab. There's a guy coming in third base to Shera, and he makes the slide, and then they couldn't turn the double play after that. So that ended up, that was 2 runs in the inning, and it made it a 5-0 ball game. The unturned double play, and that ball that Santana had where we thought he was coming home with the barehanded play, and then he decided to go to first, but it was a little too late. So far, they're the left-handed hitters tonight for the Yankees, and they have 7 in the lineup. 9 for 15.
Now, Ichiro was credited with a base hit and an RBI in the third, but that should have been an out.
Well,
somehow, some way, you got to get an out here.
Well, watch. There's the bare hand. So why not come home? You've got Teixeira running. The only thing at the time, Matt, I thought if he didn't have a grip on it, he wouldn't throw it home. That would be the only thing that makes me think he couldn't throw it. Now, we don't know until you ask him, but that little hesitation ends up costing him a play because Ichiro beat it out. We were talking about his speed. Even at his age, he can get down the line very well. And, you know, on that ball, he topped it, and he was out of the batter's box and from the left side running very quickly early. He was on the run, let's put it that way, when he made contact. So really, in that inning, there's no errors charged, but you have to get some outs on both of those plays.
Yeah, I mean and then again, I think it gets magnified when you're in a game like this where you're already behind,
right,
and every out becomes precious because you're trying to keep them from running away from you.
Well, every little thing, you're right. When you're down, you've got to make every play. You can't make a mistake, or it is magnified. And when you do make plays like that, you have to out-hit them, and you forget about them.
To third, Chisenhall goes to second. There's one. Kipnis on the turn, not in time. One away. So you got the slow-footed McCann at third base, and Ichiro now at first.
And you can see he beats it out, even though it's a 5-4-3.
By plenty.
Just think about when he first came up at Seattle, the way this guy used to run. You remember that? I mean, he'd lead the league in infield hits all the time. He would just slap the ball on the ground the other way, and he would beat it out if it wasn't directly at a fielder. That's how you get 240 hits in a year.
Chopped foul, first base side. Well, I mean, for 40 years old, Ichiro is obviously still in fantastic physical condition. Just look at him. There's not, well, there he is. I mean, there's not an ounce of fat on the guy.
Never has been.
Hard to believe he's been in the big leagues now, just in America, 13 years. Slowly chopped to first. Santana's coming home with the throw this time. And McCann being run back to third. They'll tag him out there. Two down. Nicely done. Gomes held the ball long enough so that no one else could advance on the play. And McCann's not going to stay in a rundown very long.
No, and that was good. I mean, he could throw it off balance. That still tells me, no, he didn't have a grip on the baseball. Watch. There's a play. He gets rid of it quickly. Just give Gomes the opportunity, and then Gomes does the right thing. He held on to the ball long enough. You make one throw, you tag him out, nobody can advance. So they stop the runner from scoring. So that is out number 2.
And up comes Francisco Cervelli. Chased a slider, and it's 0-2. Carrasco's 0-2 pitch. Wow. I'm not sure. That looked awfully good. Maybe high?
They want the slider away, and they're saying that it went inside. You know, I know when that catcher sits away and then he's got to come back, sometimes you see that they don't get the call. Didn't look like a bad pitch, though.
Again, the 1-2 from Carrasco. Fastball painted the outside corner, and the inning is over. 2 scoreless for Carlos Carrasco. But as we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's still New York 5, Cleveland nothing. th at Classic Park in Eastlake for a celebrity softball game. The event features Cleveland's pro football players in a home run derby at 6 before the game at 7. Photos and autographs from the players will be available. For tickets, go to captainsbaseball.com. Bottom of the 5th. And the Indians will send Santana, Chisenhall, and Swisher to the plate. The Indians still in search of their first hit tonight. Rookie Shane Green in his first major league start. He was a 15th round pick out of Daytona Beach, Florida Community College back in 2009. Pop back out of play.
Send out happy birthday wishes. Richard Smith of Port Clinton turning 93 today. Chris Bowers of Lakewood, 87. Happy birthday to you both.
He almost chased after it, but he did not go. Full count.
Again, how many times do you say that with Carlos Santana hitting? Full count. Full count. It seems like every at-bat, doesn't it?
Yeah, and for Shane Green, 50 pitches, 30 strikes, 20 balls. 3-2. He got the full count there. Popped back out of play. Interesting thing about Shane Green, early in his career as a minor leaguer, as he was trying to climb the ladder, his problem was control. He was walking 5 batters per 9 innings in 2012 and dropped it down to less than 2 per 9 innings last year.
Well, maybe the light went off.
Swing and a miss. He gets a strikeout. It's his first of the night. And yet he has not allowed an Indian batter to get a hit. And the only one to reach was Asdrubal Cabrera, who got hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Now the Yankees made quick work of Justin Masterson tonight. He didn't have it. He gave up 5 runs and 6 hits, walked 3, hit a batter, and made 54 pitches. Only 24 of those were strikes in his 2 innings of work. And that's when the Yankees were able to plate all 5 runs here this evening. Lonnie Chisenhall looks at a strike on the outside corner.
You know, you talk about the young pitchers throwing strikes. Maybe, you know, they realize they don't have to throw as hard and get ahead in the count instead of trying to throw everything max effort. He's mixed his pitches up nicely tonight.
Yeah, the Indians haven't really hit many balls hard.
I've seen him get up to 96, and he's thrown, you know, some off-speed pitches, a little slider, cutter, and he's moved it around and mixed it up well. But nothing, you know, nothing overpowering. He's got that good fastball. He's not afraid to throw in. There's that little cutter. Little sinker. He made a nice play on his own. Almost tried to throw it away. You can see he's been getting the ground ball out.
Downstairs, ball 1 to Nick Swisher, who grounded out his first and only time up.
Only on Friday nights, pal. You don't do your homework. Friday nights only. Friday nights only. Or weekends. Shirts. Ohio shirts. The red ones.
Missed away, 3-0. That's over the outside corner. Swisher drives run pretty well. Deep left field, but Gardner's back there looking up, and it's gone. Nick Swisher goes opposite field, up and out of here. The Indians' first hit of the night is a solo home run. And the Tribe's on the board now, down 5-1 here in the 5th.
Well, it got him on the board, and Swish going the other way, man. He drove that ball a long way. Maybe that could be the spark that the Indians are looking for. Not only does he give up his first hit, he gives up his first run. Swisher staying on that little sinker away. And it was elevated a little bit. He drove it to left center field, gets into the seats. The Tribe's on the board.
So David Murphy steps in with 2 down. And that's a little bit low, 1-1. Wow. Bottom of the strike zone, 1-2 the count. Murphy saying, come on, you got to be kidding me. Kansas City leading Tampa Bay down at St. Pete 2-0. They're in the 6th inning. White Sox lead Boston 1-0. They're in the 4th at Fenway. Indians began the evening just 6 back, front running Detroit, 2 behind Kansas City now. in the AL Central. Minnesota is out in Seattle on the West Coast tonight. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled right back. Hard to believe the Tigers could be off with all the games they have still to make up. But they'll be at home tomorrow against the Dodgers. Another foul by Murphy.
Well, he's staying alive.
Way outside in a full count. After tonight, the Indians will have played 3 more games than Detroit. Hard to believe some teams like Tampa Bay.
91. They're playing 92 tonight, aren't
92 games already. Yeah.
Well, no rainouts. We've got 2 to make up.
Murphy called out on a perfect pitch outside corner at the knees. Indians get on the board. Their first hit of the night leaves the yard. They trail at 5-1 after 5.
Four-game series with the Yankees. Dollar dogs all night long.
Carlos Carrasco staying on for a 3rd inning of relief work. There is action in the bullpen behind him. He'll be facing the top of the New York lineup here. Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter, and Jacoby Ellsbury. Ground ball towards first, backhanded by Santana. One away. Time once again for a Mazda game break. Here's Al.
Hey, man, let's head to Fenway, where the White Sox now have the lead 4-0 on the Red Sox. The noteworthy item tonight, Adam Dunn, the 453rd home run of his career. He passes former Red Sox Carl Yastrzemski into 35th place all-time. Right?
Two different type hitters there, Carl Yastrzemski and Adam Dunn. But that's 453, an awful lot of home runs.
There's Derek Jeter now 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice, and he walked with the bases loaded to drive in a run in the second. Low 1-0. They hit off the plate and went backwards. You know, you think about Derek Jeter coming up, he was a really skinny kid, and he's another one like Ichiro. It doesn't look like he's filled out much, does it? A little bit, but.
You're not going to fill out a whole lot playing as many games as he did as shortstop, and that's the only position he has ever played in his career is shortstop with the Yankees, which is remarkable. You know, this is a thing that you'll never see again. A player playing in one town, in one uniform for 20 years. And one position, mind you. You know, never played any other place. That's amazing to me. You know, that's the likes of Cal Ripken. But Cal even went to third base later in his career.
Ground ball in the hole and a base hit.
Yeah, it looked like he was waiting for that slider. He fouled one off and topped it the second time, but he didn't miss that one. This one, he gave him a little more swinging room. And, you know, that pitch, it was down, but he had maybe a little too much of the plate, and he drilled it into left field. So Jeter now 1 for 3. That's hit number 10 for the Yankees.
And now up comes Jacoby Ellsbury 0 for 3 in the game. Santana with another terrific stop. Boy, is he playing a game at first tonight defensively.
Yes, he is. As a matter of fact, it's Ellsbury that he got back in the second inning with the bases loaded that turned the double play, where he dove for it, stepped on first, and threw it home. He takes another hit away from Ellsbury here. This will be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. He's all over the place. That ball would have been into right field for a base hit, and just gets the lead man going into second base. Nice play.
Rain beginning to fall here at Progressive Field. It's coming down in a hurry and rather heavy.
Well, they've been calling for rain all day, and it finally coming at 9 o'clock. Sending the fans scattering.
And a strike called on Mark Teixeira, who's 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the third. Carrasco looking in. The crew chief, Field and Culbreth, is at home plate, so he's the one I would have to make the call if we were to halt play.
He might do it after this out.
Throw down to first. Close play, but back safely is Ellsbury.
0-2. Before the track gets a little wet, you might see this would be a spot where you could take off with your Ellsbury. a base stealer. He took off now. Gomes saw him straying a little too far away. He has 23 stolen bases.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Yankees 5 and the Indians 1. Carrasco has been dynamite out of the bullpen here tonight. The area.
That's good.
So that's good news. Hey, doubleheader coming up this weekend. Baseball action beginning on Fox Sports 1. It's at 3:30 Eastern Time, continuing at 7 o'clock. Got the Cardinals and the Brewers, and the Pirates and the Reds. Shane Green has authored a pretty good performance here tonight for New York. He's given up one hit, and that hit left the yard, and it didn't come until there were 2 outs in the 5th. Yan Gomes to start the home half of the 6th for the Tribe. Ground ball to third, backhanded by Johnson. Kelly's throw across the diamond got him. 1 away.
Right down the line as a third baseman, you just make sure you catch it first on the backhanded side. You make the strong throw. Johnson does just that. You plant, gather himself. He knew he had time. Good throw to Teixeira, out number 1.
In there for a strike. Chris Dickerson in his Indians debut tonight grounded out his only time up back in the 3rd. Ground ball up the middle, and it's through. Dickerson with his first hit as an Indian and the second hit of the night for Cleveland.
Well, he takes this ball right back up the middle. Looked like a little breaking ball away. And he gets it up the middle into the outfield. Only the second hit for the Tribe. We'll see. He's really never been out of the stretch until you go back to the second hitter of the game. He hit Cabrera, but it didn't take long because Cabrera got thrown out trying to steal a base, went right back to the full windup, and ended up getting the 3rd out. So this is only actually the second time he's been out of the stretch.
Foul at the first base side, I believe, and yes, there's the call. Kipnis with a foul out of play, and it's 0-2. Yankees have out-hit the Indians 10-2, but boy, one swing of the bat could certainly change the complexion of this game in a hurry.
Right. If they could, Carrasco's done his job, boy. 3 zeros in a row, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Now your offense has got to come in and do something.
Foul back.
That's a cutter right there. Or little, it doesn't look like there's much for it to be a slider. But it is at 83, and this guy can get it up into 95. So, boy, a hit right here could make it interesting.
Kipnis, though, battling down on the count 0-2.
Wow. Pretty good pitch there. That's a tough one to take.
Now David Murphy saying, you rung me up on that pitch earlier.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a tough one to take. 0-2 count. Boy, that's borderline. And you can see Cervelli just holding it right there to try and let him look. It may have been a little low, but that's hard to take. Hard not to swing it when you're down 0-2. Good job. The call goes your way.
Came inside that time, and Kipnis fights it off. Well, as they say, one of the most important things in pitching is staying out of the middle of the plate. And for the most part, I think Green's done a good job of that tonight. He's worked.
Yes, he has.
The ball in and out effectively.
He's mixed his pitches well, too. Swisher's hit went the other way. Dickerson hit right up the middle. There you go, a little sinking fastball away. He wants the double play.
And that's low and off the plate. Kipnis representing the third time through the order now for the Indians tonight. Slowly tapped by the mound. Roberts throws him out, 2 away. Dickerson in the scoring position. That's going to bring up Asdrubal Cabrera. He was hit by a pitch back in the first and then grounded out in the fourth. Wind really picking up. You can see the uniform of Green rippling in the breeze now all of a sudden. Two down here in the sixth. Dickerson in scoring position. Cabrera fights it off, bloops it into left field, a base hit. Dickerson around third, he will score. And it's a 5-2 ball game. Boy, Rick, Cabrera didn't get much of it, but he got enough of it to just punch it over the shortstop's head and in front of Gardner.
Sometimes that's all you have to do with a runner in scoring position at 2 out. Is find a way to put it in play. For Asdrubal, that's his second hit in 37 at-bats with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and I don't care what you do, put it in play and you have a chance. And that, my friends, that's a nice RBI right there because it's a 3-run ball game, and we're still in the 6th inning.
Michael Brantley steps in 0 for 2. Down in the dirt, backhanded by Cervelli. Left-hander David Huff, the former Indian, now getting loose for New York. Just over 80 pitches for Shane Green. Bounce to first. It's a fair ball off the glove of Teixeira, and it will stay in the field of play. Thought maybe it might roll into the Yankee dugout. That would have sent Cabrera all the way to third and Brantley in a scoring position, but the Indians have 2 on with 2 out now. And then it will bring up Carlos Santana.
Yes, indeed. Now it's very interesting because the pitching coach has to come out and going to settle his rookie down. First major league start, and now that tying run comes to the plate. Makes it a whole different ball game. Teixeira tried to pick it, and it was a fair ball. He almost knocked it into the dugout. That would have been a ground rule double. That goes into the dugout. That's a double for Brantley.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought it was going to roll in there, but it just caught the lip on the photo bay. So, 2 on, 2 out, and Carlos Santana the batter, and he is the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, nice. The right man in the right spot, the way he's been swinging it. Because the shift comes over, they put 3 men on the right side of the field. And right now, Santana's looking for a mistake.
And it's a called strike. Off speed pitch. Started him off with that slider for strike 1.
What are the chances we'll see a full count before this is all said and done? Well, he's got a lot of work to do now to get to that full count. He's down again, 0-2.
Shane Green trying to get out of trouble for the first time in the game tonight in the dirt. Cabrera with the 2-out RBI single. Brantley with an infield hit to put 2 aboard. Now Santana trying to extend the inning. Way outside, 2-2. He's back to even.
With that cutter down and in for the 0-2 pitch. Went sinker down and away for the 1-2 pitch. And Girardi's sitting right there saying, please don't let it go to 3-2.
Outside full count.
There it is, 3-2.
So Cabrera and Brantley will be off on this 3-2 pitch to Santana. And this crowd finally with a chance to get noisy as Cervelli goes out to chat it up with Green. Derek Jeter will join the conversation. The Yankees do have the shift on, so Jeter is the only player on the left side of the infield for New York. The outfield, though, is swung around toward right, playing Santana to pull as well. With the That storm that blew through, though, it turned the wind around, and the wind now blowing straight in out of the north. Straight in from center field as Santana takes aim on the 3-2 pitch now. Runners go, and a high fly ball hit right into that wind. That'll knock it down. A little miscommunication among the outfielders, but Ichiro makes the catch to end the inning. Tribe gets another run back after 6. 5-2 New York. Earlier tonight, it's time to show you Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Nancy Hegan, the wife of late Indians announcer Mike Hegan, along with his 2 sons, Sean and JJ, for a nice tribute to Mike before the ball game. And Mike was posthumously inducted into the Indians' Distinguished Hall of Fame. Mike was a big league ball player with the Yankees, the Seattle Pilots, the Oakland A's, a world champion in 1972 with Oakland. Milwaukee, of course, and came to Cleveland as a broadcaster in 1989. I had the pleasure of working alongside Mike for 7 years on the radio side. Of course, he was born here in Cleveland, was a terrific athlete at St. Ignatius High School.
Yeah, it was
passed away on Christmas Day.
Yeah, sad to see, but what a great man Mike was. In the family, his dad played here. He spent 13 years in the big leagues as well.
New pitcher is left-hander Mark Zubczynski.
Nice job by Carrasco.
Boy, it sure was.
He did exactly what you have to do when you're down like that. He went his 3 innings. Gave up 3 hits, but did not allow a run. Didn't walk anybody.
Well, as you say, there's nothing wrong with giving up base hits. Make them earn their way on.
Well, right.
And that's what he did here tonight. Gave up 3 singles, but struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody.
I'm going to tell you, on that 3-2 pitch, Carlos just missed.
McCann strikes out. They finally got him for the first time tonight.
You look at Carlos coming into the ball game now. He's settled in. He's had a very good slider when he's been coming in. Mixed in with, he's always throwing 96, 97. Just keep it out of the middle of the plate. So I said 3 singles. He was able to work his way out of the 5th inning after the first 2 were aboard. But a nice job.
Mark Zubczynski delivers, and it's outside ball 1.
We mentioned it. It's awfully tough when that bullpen has got a lot of work to do in the first game of a 4-game series when you're coming in the 3rd inning, because your starter's out of the ball game. So they're going to have their work cut out for them in this series now.
Well, the nice thing is that because of Corey Kluber's performance yesterday, too.
True.
Other than Cody Allen,
Right.
that bullpen got a day off.
That
Rain is
changed
back.
directions, though, didn't it?
Wait, it changed directions and it
was
brought the rain
blowing out.
back.
It was blowing out. Now it's blowing in.
I know. We had that shower, and it seemed like as soon as the rain moved out, the wind turned around and brought the rain back with it.
Turn it around again.
3-0 pitch. I don't know, Rick, that Santana hit his ball hard enough that it would have made a difference.
No.
But with that wind blowing in, it certainly had no chance.
No, but he had the pitch to hit. He just popped it up. He worked it to a 3-2 count.
Zipchinski's 3-1. Slicing out of play. Full count.
That lightning well over the lake that we can see straight away center field from our vantage point. Who was that? Vuk or Gorman Thomas catching that ball?
Got the
Take your pick.
payoff pitch. Popped up. This was playable this time. Kipnis calling for it. Straddling the line in fair ground.
Yeah, that ball came back into fair territory.
2 away, and Ichiro will come to the plate now.
Well, Tribe pitcher Corey Kluber needs your vote to win the All-Star Game final vote and make the AL All-Star team. And Kluber, as we all know, emerged as the team's top starter this year. 4th in the majors in strikeouts. You can vote at Indians.com or MLB.com. Vote before Thursday at 4 p.m.
And Ichiro takes a called strike.
That flag is straight out and out of left field.
He's hanging on for dear life. Swung out and missed. It's 1-2.
I always used to say it looks like it's tough to hit when you're running, but this guy, if anybody can do it, he can. Zipchinski had him way out in front of that slider. Look at this guy. He finds a way to get the bat to the ball, doesn't he?
And he reaches again with a little infield single.
He finds a way to put the bat on the ball. He gets his 3rd hit. Once it got past Zipper, it was going to be a base hit. He's coming off the mound and just missed it. And he goes down face first, and Kipnis really had no chance. Probably should have just held the ball, but no harm.
So Zipchinski recovering from his face first dive, and we're going to get a pinch hitter now. Zealous Wheeler is going to come on now and pinch
He's been
hit.
with the Yankees for years.
The famous Zealous Wheeler. Made his major league debut Thursday at Minnesota. And he's got some power. Drives this one to deep center. Brantley's running out of real estate. Makes the catch right in front of the wall.
Not in this win.
That ends the 7th as the Yankees come up just shy of a home run. 5-2 New York as the Indians get a big out thanks to Mark Zipchinski and Michael Brantley. Time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Going to the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher to tell you about in a moment. Don't forget to email your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto, or actually you can tweet them to us. It's all courtesy of AT&T. For the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th, Lonnie Chisenhall, Nick Swisher, David Murphy due up. And look who's on the hill. It's former Indian David Huff.
Well, the last time we saw him, he was out in San Francisco where we were on the West Coast at the end of April.
Well, in 16 games with the Giants, he had an ERA of 6.30. But in 8 games with New York, he's allowed just 3 earned runs in 15 1/3 innings. Zealous Wheeler, who batted for Johnson, stays in the game now defensively at third. Lonnie Chisenhall, first ball swinging, pops it up, shallow center. Out goes the second baseman Roberts. 1 away. That's going to bring up Nick Swisher. Swisher homered in the 5th. Got the Indians on the board. It was their first hit of the game.
I like this swing that Swish put on the baseball. Back in the 5th inning, going the other way with 2 outs. He drives it that way. Boy, I would love to see him with that swing more consistently. It was a great swing. He got the home run, takes it the other way. It's not easy to go over that left center field wall from the opposite, oppo. A lot tougher.
Back out of play. Rain, lightning, thunder, we got it all now.
That's all right. Just keep it about this pace.
Fouled back by Swish. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 down. That'll bring up David Murphy.
Look like a changeup down. Check it out on our Nissan pitch tracker down out of the zone. He was able to get him to chase. So Huff gets his first strikeout. Second out of the inning.
Fouled by Ryan Rayburn, who gets his first at bat of the night. Bounce to third, fair ball. Wheeler from behind the bag. Perfect throw. Just came into the game and made a perfect throw, and the Indians go quickly here in the 7th. life.
Well, it better. Watch out for the lightning. There you'll see it. It should be pointing to the sky.
Yeah, we still have the sky flashing with lightning. Rain still falling. Vinny Pistano coming on now for the Indians here in the 8th. 5th Indians pitcher to work here in the ball game.
Well, we figured we would see a number of them coming out. They've done a great job. They've kept the game intact, given themselves a chance to win, or a chance to get back into it. Ryan Rayburn goes out into right field for David Murphy.
Francisco Cervelli, Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter due here in the 8th for New York. And a fastball for a strike. Almost hit him.
Yeah, he was hit in his first at bat in the 2nd inning. Masterson was ahead in the count, and 2-2 pitch drilled him.
I think that was him you heard yelp, because I think he thought he was going to get hit again.
Well, he did. He felt it. Well, he's on that plate, and you don't give an inch. So, and that was a slider starting at him. Vinny's done a good job since his recall.
Swung out and missed. It's 2-2. Boy, watching that swing, boy, was that a massive shot of lightning that went across the sky?
Yes, it was.
Watching that swing there, though, by Cervelli, it took me back to those days when I used to work with Mike Hegan on radio, because when he came up in the 60s, he would say, if you took a swing like that, the next one, you were going to go down.
Well, either down or you were going to get hit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way it was, yes.
A different era, but in the 60s, when the pitchers still had kind of the upper hand in baseball, whew.
Well, they could throw inside without getting warned.
Fly ball to center field. Back goes Brantley. And Michael makes the grab in front of the track for out number 1. In-game box score brought to you by Hyundai. All the damage for New York done in the first 2 innings, plus 2 batters. Justin Masterson really had a tough time here tonight. Walked 3, hit a batter. Just 24 strikes out of his 54 pitches and a half dozen hits. And all 5 runs scored on his watch.
Well, there you can see it's getting a little muddy out there, so you need the tongue depressors. Why don't he just keep that and leave it back there on the mound? Don't give it back. I'm sure he's going to use it again. There you go. Give it to him. Let him put it behind the mound. Leave it there. We may see a little diamond dust spread here in between innings. We are in the top of the 8th, and it has been drizzling. Nothing, serious.
No. Yeah, we had a pretty good outburst there.
Briefly.
Maybe 20 minutes ago, but then that dried out quick. That's when the wind, though, turned around, and that brought this kind of nuisance rain back with it.
Yeah, and look at the wind now. It sort of died down again.
Vinny Pistano with a 1-0 count to Brett Gardner now. Think he was on that a little bit?
Well, the amazing thing is, the only place he could hit that ball is where he did if you get the barrel of the bat out front, which he did, or would have broke his bat. I mean, he lined that up, and Usher was standing up there, and I think he almost caught it. Incredible.
Fouled. Down in the photo pay.
You know, I was thinking, if you can hit a fastball that's in there just off your belt buckle and you can pull it foul, you got to try a little change up away or something going down and away.
Right back up the middle.
The breaking ball. Backdoor slider that, I'll tell you what, he stayed on it and hit it into center field.
1 on, 1 out now for Derek Jeter.
Right between the wickets right there. Pistano.
Jeter a base hit his last time up. And a fastball in there for strike one. Jeter met with the media before the game today, and he talked about playing here in Cleveland. He said, look, it's always been a good place to play for him. He said, obviously you make your debut here, but he said, it's a great ballpark. I've always had fun playing here. He recalled the great battles the Indians had with the Yankees in the 90s. Gardner erased 2 down. Great throw by Yan Gomes. He continues to have a terrific season back there throwing out runners.
He sure does. And, the tough thing is I'm surprised he took off. It's a mutter track. So it'd be tough to get your traction. And, he does a great job and throws them out easily. Gomes continue. He's throwing is right on the money.
Foul back out of play. Jeter remembered coming here in '97 and losing to the Indians in the playoffs. And he said, in '98, we came back and got them. And, of course, the Indians knocked out New York again in 2007. And that also ended the reign of Joe Torre as manager of the Yankees. Oh, 2. Well, right back.
You look at the Yankees since they've been coming here, their record's, to 53-30 in this ballpark. The best of any team that visits Progressive Field / Jacobs Field. They've always played well. The Indians have only won 1 series from the Yankees, 2008, in the last 21 years.
That to me was hard to believe. 21 years.
Well, I know we don't play well when we go to New York, or we haven't had much luck.
But somewhere along the line, you got to win a season series.
You would think so.
And only 1 out of 21 years.
Right, that is amazing.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Pistano pumps one by Jeter. And New York is erased here in the 8th. Indians down 5-2. tonight. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Yan Gomes, Chris Dickerson, Jason Kipnis due up. David Huff, a 1-2-3 7th inning, stays on here to pitch in the 8th. Folks are enjoying the raindrops, and on a night like this, when it was warm and muggy, a little rain doesn't make anybody feel too bad.
No, but those people that were dancing, they're under the shelter. They weren't out in the rain. These people are out in the rain. Yeah, summer rain, huh?
Yeah, no big deal. If it wasn't for the scorecard, I wouldn't mind if it was raining on us.
Well, I'll hold your scorecard. Go ahead. You can go down in the seats. I'll finish up for you here, pal.
See you later.
Well, you donated a scorecard in Detroit already this year, so.
Was that Detroit or Chicago?
Where
were we at?
It was Chicago, because Greg went down.
That's right, yeah. David Huff deals. Gomes takes 2-1.
I'll hold the elevator for you. You just need a base runner or two. Get him on, get him into it.
Gomes with a long fly ball, deep left field. Gardner looking up, gone to Souvenir City. Yan Gomes with his 11th home run of the year, and now it's a 2-run game at 5-3.
Well, there you go. There's your quick start. Those home runs get one on the board, and it's a leadoff hitter, so there's still nobody out. He got one down in Gomes' happy zone, and that got out of here in a hurry. Gomes now up to 11. Huff goes down there, and Gomes says, that's my spot. Second solo homer of the night. Now it's a 2-run game, and you get a man aboard, and a tying run comes to the plate.
By the way, that's a heck of a grab right there. He went up 2 hands. But Yan Gomes has brought the Indians back to within striking distance now. You get somebody aboard, tying run to the plate. In the meantime, New York's lethal setup man is getting loose in the bullpen.
And we got Micah Vilas going to pinch hit here for Dickerson. So, you know, this goes back, Matt, earlier in the game to where the bullpen has given these guys an opportunity to come back in this game. They've thrown 5 zeros up, and in that time, the Indians have put 3 single runs on the board. Now Girardi going to come, and he's going to his setup man because he knows right now this is business.
Well, Dylan Betances will be coming on when we come back. It's New York 5, Cleveland 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Try batting here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up on Tuesday, July 15th, it's the All-Star Game. Special coverage begins at 4:30 on FS1, followed by the All-Star Game at 7:30 only on Fox. Dellin Betances is coming on for New York. He is 6'8", 260 pounds, and he's got nasty stuff, huh?
That's a big man. Look at those long legs, and I'll tell you what, this guy has been lethal. Of his last 119 outs, over 50%, 62 have come via the strikeout. He's only allowed 7 walks and 11 hits in 33 innings in his last 24 games with 48 strikeouts. So this guy, if you can get a base runner, it's going to be tough. You're going to have to work hard to get to him. Indians have never faced him before.
Mike Aviles will start it off for the Indians now. Yan Gomes with the leadoff homer. Knocked Huff out here in the 8th inning.
There you get a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but he's got a wipeout slider as well.
And Mike Aviles is saying that's low. There's the slider. A little tapper back to the mound. 1 away. So up comes Jason Kipnis now. He is 0 for 3 on the night. And a ground ball to second. It eats up Robertson. He has no play. So Kipnis is aboard with 1 out here in the 8th inning now.
Yeah, now can you take advantage of the extra out you're going to get in this inning? Roberts goes over there into the hole, and let's see what happens. That ball maybe bounced up a little bit on him, but he doesn't field it cleanly. And the footwork looks like he slipped a little bit. Just goes off the heel of his glove, and just couldn't recover. So that'll be an error. The 50th error for the Yankees. So extra out for the Indians.
Asdrubal Cabrera, the batter. An RBI single his last time up. Those errors for the Indians have been oh so costly this year. Well, let's see if they can take advantage of an extra out. Kipnis running on the pitch. It's popped up.
He's got to get back.
Foul territory. He doesn't know where the ball is.
He lost it.
And it's going to be an easy double play to end the inning. Cabrera never gave him a chance to run. He swung at the first pitch. And Kipnis never was able to locate the ball in time to get himself back. So the inning comes to an end. But the home run by Yan Gomes gets the Indians a run closer. It's now New York 5 and Cleveland 3. Some Total Car Care. John Axford will come on here in the ninth inning to face Jacoby Ellsbury, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann. Mike Aviles in a game in left field. He's still upset about that first pitch that Field and Colbert called a strike. In his mind, that changes the whole at bat. John Axford, meanwhile, has, he's got to follow suit. This Tribe bullpen, just tremendous tonight. Kyle Crockett, Carlos Carrasco, Mark Zipchinski, Vinny Pistano, all shutout work.
They've done a tremendous job. They've thrown 68% strikes on their 87 pitches, 59 strikes. So it has been a great job out of the bullpen, boy. They have done their share. Now you need 3 more outs to at least give yourself a chance at keeping a 2-run game.
Jacoby Ellsbury is 0 for 4 on the night. Santana continues the magical glove work tonight at first base. 1 away.
Carlos has had a good night defensively. The only problem was that one barehanded play. There's a great double play with the bases loaded. He was able to turn. This is the play that he was able to get a force out at home, get the runner in a rundown. He took Ellsbury again from a base hit. So he really did have a good night there.
Yeah, the only play in question you were talking about came back in that third inning. He made a terrific bare hand grab on a ball hit by Ichiro and had a play at the plate, but I'm going with you. He must not have had a grip on the ball to be able to throw it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got to give him. He's been very good tonight, and I'll give him that. I'm saying he didn't have enough to throw it. That's why he went back to first base, and Crockett couldn't beat Ichiro to the bag. Just one of those plays.
1-1 pitch. And, of course.
But then after that play, the very next play was a ground ball double play. They didn't turn.
He makes the great bare hand grab, and it looks like he's got to play at the plate because you had the slow-footed McCann running. But
I think that was Teixeira running there in that. But anyway, they had a guy that they could get.
Kipnis will throw out Teixeira here. Looking back at our keys to the game, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Justin Masterson, I don't know, it's back to the drawing board. And the Indians not yet at 5 runs.
Well, they're going to have to get 6 if they want to win this one.
Brian McCann, 3 hits on the night, 2 singles, a double, 2 runs scored. Struck out his last time up. Breaking ball for a strike. And Axford gets ahead 1-2. Swing and a miss. He threw it right by him. Axford strikes him out to end the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the ninth with the Indians down 5-3. It will be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Brantley, Santana, Chisenhall. Dylan Betances is staying on, at least for the time being, to pitch here in the 9th. He does not have a save this year. Michael Brantley 1 for 3 on the night. Infield single his last time up.
Well, they need a base runner to get that tying run to the plate.
Upstairs, ball 1.
'97 outside corner and down.
Breaking ball into center field, a base hit, and the Indians will bring the tying run to the plate the rest of the inning.
That's what they needed, that leadoff man aboard, and Brantley does just that. His second straight hit. The Indians now with 6. He got a nice slider away that he just stayed right on.
Now Carlos Santana 0 for 3 on the night. Takes a strike. Santana fly to right to end the 6th inning. He had a chance back then to deliver a big blow and just missed it. Dylan Betances, born and bred in New York. Went to high school in Brooklyn. Yankees made him an 8th-round pick back in '06. As a senior in high school, he set a Grand Street high school record with 20 strikeouts in a single game.
Wow. Well, you can see why. He's continued that all the way up to the big leagues. Definitely a strikeout pitcher. Comes the slider.
He went. Third base umpire, Ryan Knight, brings him up. And that's a big first out. Santana saying, no, I don't think so.
Well, it was, he did start. Now let's see how far. Well, I got to agree with him. It looked like the barrel out of that bat came out in front. He doesn't like it, but it looked like it from that angle.
Lonnie Chisenhall with a fly ball to right field, and Ichiro makes the catch, 2 down. That'll leave it up to Nick Swisher now. You know, the interesting thing about this Betances is the fact that the Yankees drafted him, immediately inserted him into their player development system. He started every game he pitched until last year. So 06, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He was a pure starter. Last year they put him in the bullpen. Made his major league debut last season with New York, and now this season he's practically been untouchable. Nick Swisher looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Swisher homer to get the Indians on the board in the 5th. Can he deliver a big blow here to keep it alive for Cleveland? High pop right field. Suzuki makes the catch, and the Yankees survive with a 5-3 win. So New York gets 5 in the first 3 innings, and they make it stand up as they hold off the Indians to take the series opener by a final score of 5-3. And it's Shane Green who gets the win, his first win in his first major league start. And the save goes to Betances, and it'll be the first of his career.
How about that?
So first major league win, first major league save. But for Justin Masterson, a back to the drawing board 6th loss of the season. His record now 4-6.